Recently, my brother in Christ, whaddyoumeme, made a video about how 70 Christians were sadly beheaded, may God rest their soul, in the Congo. And basically, he made the argument that the general theme of his video was that everyone loses their stuff when Muslims are persecuted by crazy, unhinged fundamentalists that unfortunately come from my side or some other crazy Nazi or whatever. Anyway, the point is people get really they make a shitstorm. But when it happens to Christians, especially when Muslims do it, everyone is silent. And I wanted to not just challenge the frame, I wanted to smash the frame completely. So basically, my counterpoint to this as a Christian who believes in God and all that jazz, the Holy Trinity, etc., is that the reason why the media doesn't care is not because they don't care about Christians. It's because they only care about Christians in the first world. When conservatives bitch and whine about Christians being persecuted in the first world, which is just, for the most part, with some exceptions, nonsense, what they really mean, they mean just that. They only care about Christians being persecuted in the first world. No one gave a fuck when an Iraqi family that was fleeing ISIS, um, Wahhabis representing the worst of extremist Islamist militants, no one cared when that family was deported from the United States. Why did no one care? Because they were not from the first world. And the thing is, because first world countries engage in a lot of economic exploitation of the global south through the exportation of finance capital, because of that kind of base, it creates this kind of ideology where it's like, oh, we only give a shit about Christians from our countries or from the first world in general. The rest can go fuck themselves. And of course, they don't come out and explicitly state this, but their silence, that silence of the Western media about persecution of global South Christians, is loud. The silence is deafening. And, I no hate to whaddyoumeme. I think he's a very well intentioned. I think he's a very devout Christian, probably more devout than me. For real, he could teach me something about being devout. I ain't shit. But I just happen to fundamentally disagree on the way he's framing things. I disagree with the frame in general. And, if you're watching this, I'd be open to having a discussion about this. Not that he's going to watch this anyway, but just, yeah, I thought I'd share my own input on this later.